Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Sacred Union Energy Update. I have a couple of announcements, so please hang in there with me. First, I want to give a shout out to my friend Nixie for sending me the Vintage Wisdom Oracle. We just used this in the new Patreon Pick-a-Pile, so make sure that you check that out. If you are a Patreon subscriber or if you want to be a Patreon subscriber, you can check out the link in the description box below. So thank you so much to Nixie for that. That is amazing and beautifully generous. We also just received the Queen of the Moon Oracle. I ordered this thanks to your donation, so thank you so very much for this. We're going to be using this one in today's reading because we just had the new moon in Leo. Speaking of, I have a new moon in Leo and Lionsgate channeling over on my sister channel, Susan Dawn Ascension Connections. I also want to make mention that we just recorded the light language transmission, the chakra alignment series. It was the most powerful channeling I have ever done. It was insane. It was over an hour long. It goes through all the 7 chakras. Mother Mary and Joseph came in, Dragon Energy came in, we had a direct channeling from God's Source Energy. It is extremely, extremely powerful. So if you like my light language transmissions, those videos will be released. Each of the chakras will be released as separate videos over the next several weeks. However, if you would like the full recording, the hour-long recording, over an hour recording, and early access to all of the chakras, then you can purchase that directly on my website for only $22. So that gives you full access, early access. Otherwise, I'll be releasing those on my website over the next several weeks. Starting with, I believe the root chakra is tomorrow. So check out my website. It is under the products tab. You can check that out and see what each chakra entails, what we bring through in each chakra transmission. And the full video also has timestamps for your ease, to make it easy for you guys. So I hope that you enjoy that and make sure that you check that out. I also want to mention that as I'm getting a new deck, it's very interesting because I have been clearing out the old. So I have a couple of pre-owned decks that have been collecting dust and I've decided to list for sale. So if you are interested in those, check out my Etsy shop. The listing for the pre-owned decks, Oracle and Tarot decks. I think I just sold the only Tarot deck I have. Some of the other decks are Archangels, Angel Answers, Heart Cards, and I can't remember the other one. A message deck, an Oracle deck, a message deck. So do make sure that you check those out. They are barely used. Only the Angel Answers is pretty worn, but that is the original Angel Answers, and at really affordable prices. So make sure that you check that out if you are interested in owning some of my pre-owned decks. Okay, so those are the announcements for now. The rest of the week, make sure that you're staying tuned to my Instagram, Facebook, and here on the YouTube community page, because I'm going to have a lot more that is being released, including Tarot Spread Collection and the Tarot and Translation course book. So if you like my Tarot and Translation video course, and you're going back and forth whether or not you want to take that, if you just want the written course, I'm releasing the course book. It is the written version of my video course and includes the workbook. So I'm releasing those two on my website and on Etsy as well, so make sure that you're checking out everything. There is a lot that is going on. I am trying to complete a lot of projects here. To have a lot of offerings for you guys, and there's much, much more in the works down the pipeline to come, so do make sure that you're staying tuned. I don't know how I have the energy either. I really don't. In fact, I don't have the energy. That's the thing. So thank you guys for your support and your encouragement. I really appreciate it. So let's see what is going on with these counterparts. Yeah, look, as I was saying, I appreciate it. Look what came out. Gratitude. Exactly. I'm very grateful for this community. Very grateful for your love, your support, and your encouragement. This really does feel like This really does feel like my service work, and I love doing it. It is a passion for me to be able to bring these products, materials, projects to life for you, including these collective readings. I love doing the client readings for you. I get a little bit burned out sometimes. I get a little bit frustrated because I do work so very hard. But you guys remind me of why it's worth it. You share your journey with me. You share how you guys are transforming and things are, coming into being with beautiful blessings for your life. And that warms my heart so much. And I'm so utterly grateful to hear those things, to hear those words, and to think that I might have played a very, very small part. So I just want to say thank you guys for the opportunity to be able to do this for you. This is truly a love. It is truly an honor. And I'm just so grateful for the friendships and the community that has been built here. So thank you so much. Okay. Spirit, what is going on with the union energy for these counterparts? We have sovereignty. Oh, wow. Okay. There's a powerful energy that's coming through here. And what I'm actually getting is that both of you are recognizing your divinity. Both of you are coming into that inner union. And what that inner union is that sovereignty. It's that recognition that you are only in control of yourself, that you're in control of your own independence, that you're in control of your own choices, and that you cannot force any beliefs, choices, mindsets, or patterns or life onto another person. This is you being very independent. And once you reach that independence, once you reach that wholeness, that is when you recognize that in partnership with another. And that's what interdependence is. It's two parties not needing anything from the other, not taking from the other, but finding that sovereignty within themselves, finding that power, that divinity, that magic within themselves, and being able to share that in partnership, in life with another. Really beautiful energy, has that energy of union together. Let's get a card for the Divine Masculine, please. Let's get a card for the Divine Masculine. What's going on for the Divine Masculine? Self-reflection. That has been coming through in this week's pick a pile. We did the what's going on in your connection this week for the pick a pile, and that's really been what's coming through. I'm going to pause here. It's really been, I'm going to take this as well. The bottom of the card is faith. It's really been an energy of self-discovery and self-exploration. And I feel like that's what is happening for the Divine Masculine. They're really allowing themselves to go into the depths of themselves. And if you guys remember, one of the most recent Sacred Union energy updates, it might be the Ascension relationship reading, I'm not quite sure, but one of the last readings we've had here on the channel is that depth, is that self-exploration, really going beneath the surface and diving into the depths, into the truth of themselves. And that's, again, the energy that I'm getting here. They're really allowing themselves to dive deep and seeing how their patterns, beliefs, old habits, old templates, and old programming that might still be running in their subconscious have been playing a part in their connection and in their own life. Again, that's part of sovereignty. Part of being sovereign is recognizing your choices have consequences. For better or for worse, every action has consequences. Every choice leads to something else. And it's not consequences as in punishment. It's not consequences as in reward. That reward and punishment system is part of the old paradigm. What this consequences is, it's manifestation. Every choice manifests an outcome. And that's what these Divine Masculines are really beginning to understand is to recognize their own manifestations. You cannot manifest for another, and another cannot manifest for you. That is your free will. That is your sovereign power. Unless you give your power away. But when you're standing in your truth, when you're standing in your authenticity, letting go of the masks, letting go of anything that is holding you back from speaking the truth of yourself, when you really embrace the wholeness of yourself and your divinity and your power, and that's all power really is, it is the recognition of yourself, knowing yourself so fully that you cannot depart from yourself, you cannot abandon yourself anymore. Once you recognize that, then you recognize that every choice that you make and every decision that you make is your own, and they have a catalytic effect on your manifestations. Or I should say it like this: every choice and decision that you make it a conscious one, make it a mindful one, not to the point where you're overanalyzing yourself, but where you're trusting your intuition. That's why this faith card, they called me to this faith card, is understanding, trusting your intuition to lead you, trusting your intuition to guide you, rather than overanalyzing from the egoic mind. Because the ego operates from past patterns. The ego operates from the past. And that's why you were in survival mode. That's why you were in protective mode. Because the ego tries to protect you, tries to keep you in survival mode, keep you in the comfort zone, because it's trying to protect you from any past pain, any past experiences. To say, oh, we've been here before. That's the ego. But the soul knows that you're always moving forward. The soul knows that you are always transforming, that you are always evolving, that you are always expanding. The soul knows to trust itself. And that's where you are beginning to have faith, or I should say the divine masculine is beginning to have faith by going deep within themselves, by really understanding themselves. And so every choice and decision that they make has a manifestation. Now, if you're manifesting from the egoic center, then you can trip yourself up. But if you're manifesting from the soul place, or if you're choosing from the soul place, then it just becomes this beautiful divine unfolding where you're led every single step, because you're doing it from the place of love. You're doing it from the highest frequency available. You're doing it from the soul self. You are manifesting from the soul self. Your soul self has a blueprint for where you want to go. It's your egoic mind that thinks you have to go this way or that way. But your soul self already knows this is where I'm heading. You have to surrender and allow that. You have to have enough faith to allow that, to have enough trust within yourself and in the universe, to co-create with the universe, to trust that this is where I'm heading, even though this is where I thought I was going, even though this is the path that I thought I was building for myself and I thought I was taking. Maybe this is the direction that I need to go now. And to let go of that fear, let go of that lack, let go of that scarcity, let go of that anxiety, let go of the egoic hold, and just allow yourself to explore where you're headed. That is where you manifest from the present moment, from the choice point in every now moment. And so these divine masculines are really going deep within themselves and seeing, looking back at the past and seeing how choices that they made have manifested into what they have created in their current life, and how the choices that they're making now are creating or planting the seeds for who they want to become and where they want to go and what they want to create in their future. Really, really deep dives. We're going to explore that a little bit more in a minute. Really deep dives. So divine masculine is really going deep within themselves to understand themselves. This is an awareness of themselves from a much, much higher consciousness than they had been in previously. What's going on for the divine feminine? Fear. Interesting. What's going on for the divine feminine? Okay, yeah, okay, so this is what I'm getting. Divine feminines, you might have recently been in that crisis of faith that I talked about on my Susan Dawn Ascension Connections channel. Make sure that you check that out if you haven't already, or, listen to it again. Many divine feminines have been going through a period of questioning. It's not so much a dark night of the soul, but it is a period of questioning their beliefs, questioning their journey, questioning themselves. At the root of it, they feel peace within themselves. At the root of it, they have an inner knowing. So it's not a dark night of the soul where they are feeling completely lost and this is turning their lives upside down. This is just a mild questioning of their journey. And I feel like it's partly because they have left an old part of themselves behind. Let me put it this way. Because they have transformed so much, they have ended a cycle and left an old version of themselves behind. And so now they're a little bit in the transition period of moving into the new. But this is a new energy for them. This is a brand new divine feminine where they are not holding themselves back. They're not suppressing their expression. They're not suppressing their communication. They're standing up for themselves. They're upholding healthy boundaries. They're in a place of self-empowerment and strength and courage, taking leadership for their life, taking action for their life, but from a place of following their heart, from a place of their intuition and their connection to God's source energy being center of their life. So this is a brand new energy of needing to surrender. They have needed to surrender and trust by putting the old journey and the old templates to an end, to a completion. And so it's bringing up a little bit of questions, and it's even bringing up a little bit of fear. But from that, they are creating the new. Now, okay, let me put it this way. They're not creating the new from the fear. But as we talked about in that Crisis of Faith video, and even we talked a little bit about it in the Lionsgate energy reading, this was all about asking questions. And questions are the core of self-discovery. It's not so much about seeking answers, but it's about asking the questions that get you to discover more about yourself. It's about going deeper and deeper and deeper within. And you see the mirroring that's happening here. It's about going deeper and deeper within to that self-discovery, to understand the sovereign self. And this has given me a huge energy of God Source itself, an energy of the universe supporting this, connecting to God Source, connecting to the universe as a whole. And the more you go deep within, the more you connect to God Source energy, recognizing that God Source energy is within you, that you are part of God Source energy. And so asking the questions allows you to really understand, where do these beliefs come from? Where is this understanding coming from? It allows you to really access your internal wisdom and your internal knowing. And again, even though the fear card comes out, I don't feel like it's like they're in an energy of just fear pulling the covers over your head, not wanting to face the world. It doesn't feel like that dark night at all. It doesn't feel like that lost energy. It just feels like a little bit of a crisis of faith. It feels like a little bit of doubt that's coming up. It feels like a little bit of questioning. But those questions and that doubt really enables you to dive deeper. I'm also hearing that enables you to really humble yourself, find that humility, and it bypasses the spiritual ego, because doubt and questioning really allows you to reevaluate yourself, and that reevaluation is what allows you to grow and expand and recognize that, yes, even especially if you're a tarot worker, it allows you to, or a light worker, or an energy healer, really allows you to say, okay, this is really coming from spirit, that I am really connected to source energy, as we all are. That's that unity consciousness, that I am just a divine messenger. It really allows you to go deep within yourself and access the wisdom within yourself and the connection to God's source energy, where all that wisdom and knowledge comes from. And so I feel like there's going to be a rebirth energy. This is a lot of putting the old in the past. There has been an ending, and so you're in that period of transition to the new energy, and the new energy feels, as amazing as it feels, it also feels a little bit uncertain because you haven't been in this new energy before. You might have felt pockets of it, but to really anchor in and integrate self-empowerment and trust and surrender and following your intuition and strength and courage and healthy boundaries, to really integrate all of that into that wholeness of who you are, to really integrate that inner union, it's a new feeling, because previously you have been operating from the ego. Again, do you see the mirroring here? So you have been operating from the ego, and so this new energy can bring up some doubt, can bring up a little bit of fear, can bring up a little bit of questions. But from this new energy, you're actually going through a rebirth. This is just a transition. You're actually going through a rebirth that is leading you to your sovereignty, that is leading you to your creation, and you're recognizing your limitlessness. So if you're going through this experience, then just hang in there. This is part of the process of this rebirth. This is part of the process of this transition. And it just feels like you're mirroring each other so much. And that's what is bringing you both together. The journey that you are both on to understand this new energy that you are experiencing, this union energy that you are experiencing. We can get ourselves caught in a little bit of a trap because we tend, again, the ego likes to believe in protection, protecting us. The ego operates from old templates. So when we're in an energy of happiness and joy and bliss and peace, we start to question, is this real? Am I really experiencing this? Am I just fooling myself? Is the other shoe going to drop? Am I going to experience hardship and struggles again? Divine Feminines, I really feel like you are in a period or a cycle, entering a cycle of just learning how to surrender completely to your connection to yourself and to God's source energy. And you've been learning this throughout your entire ascension journey. That has been one of the core lessons for divine feminine energy, surrender. Divine masculines, with the divine feminine energy within them, they've been learning this as well. But the divine feminine energy as a whole has been learning how to fully surrender to God's source energy, to their soul self, to following their heart. And I feel like that's where you are. I feel like that's what this rebirth really is. It is the complete surrender of and entering into a faith that you were always supported, that you were always provided for, that you were always loved, that you were always worthy, that you were always sovereign and always have been, and that you are always limitless with the ability to create. You are limitless, infinite beings. You are more than what you have always thought you were. And so now you are ending the egoic cycle of repeating past patterns. You are ending the egoic cycle of looking back at the past as the template for what you're creating in the now. You're letting that go. The ego likes to bring up the past as a sort of protective mode to kind of show you, oh, this could possibly happen. This happened in the past, so let's try to put a hand up and guard against any pain if this happens again. Well, now you're learning how to just surrender and trust and love and be in the energy of love. And when you're in the energy of love, there is no room for doubt. And I feel like that's the transition that you're going through right now. So let's get a little bit more with the divine masculine and the divine feminine. There's a huge merging and energy of union coming in here. There's a lot of mirroring that is happening between you two. I feel like you guys are just right in alignment with what you're experiencing, what you're learning, and especially what you're learning together. That doesn't mean physically together, although for some of you it could be, but energetically, I feel like you are right in alignment with one another. Divine masculine, please. King of Pentacles. Page of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like the divine masculine is really learning how to stabilize within themselves, learning how to balance themselves out, really learning how to, it feels like more internal, but it could be reflecting in their external world. They might be seeing where they need to balance out their external finances, material world as well, but it's because they are maturing internally. That's what this really feels like with this King of Pentacles. This King of Pentacles has been coming out in basically every reading we've done in the last few months, and this really has this energy of stability, groundedness, maturity. The King of Pentacles is really a provider. He's the protector, and that is the essence of the divine masculine. The divine masculine is the protector of the divine feminine energy. He is providing consistency, presence, security. He makes her feel safe. Now, this is the feminine energy. You carry both energies within you. Remember that. But when you're talking about sacred unions, when the divine feminine is in the presence of the divine masculine, in their divine essence, then she feels safe, she feels secure, she feels that healthy attachment, she feels his presence, she feels his groundedness, she feels his stability, and that enables her to open up to him even more, that enables her to flourish, that enables her to just love more and more and more, and the divine masculine is receiving of that love, and that's helping him rise higher and higher and higher. So do you see how you work together in that union, how you guys are supporting each other in that union? So the more the divine masculine is feeling stable and mature and growing within themselves, that is supporting the connection. So I do feel like they are really reaching this place of stability, this new energy that's coming through. And I feel like this Page of Swords is really exploration again within the self. I feel like they're learning how to communicate with themselves. I feel like they're really learning how to express themselves. They might be having new thoughts, new ideas, new beliefs, new perspectives. They're at the beginning. No, I don't want to put it like that. It feels like they are doesn't quite feel like they're at the beginning of a journey, but they're at the beginning of a new phase within themselves, of really understanding themselves on a deep-seated level, which is leading to all the new things in their life. they're entering a new phase of their physical life because of the changes within themselves. They're walking through the door. And again, do you see how you have this archway and how it's leading down a path to the ocean here? They're walking down this path, and it's almost like they're seeing the infinite potential of what lays in front of them. Okay. Let's get this deck. Nope, I'm going to use this one. Okay. All right, what's going on for the Divine Feminine? What's the current energy for the Divine Feminine? Two of Cups. She's feeling this union energy. She's feeling this union energy within her, and she's feeling this union energy within her connection. She might be in a place, she might be a little bit in a place, this is that fear energy that's coming in, even though she's feeling this union energy, even though she's feeling this outpouring of love for her counterpart and for her connection, even though she's feeling this just coming together, and she knows this knowing, it's not just a faith, it is just a complete knowing that this is coming together. Again, she might be experiencing some doubt. She might be asking herself some questions. Am I deceiving myself? Is this real reality? It's the ego that's coming in here. She might be fighting her ego a little bit, but it's because the ego is trying to protect her from the past deception, from past heartbreak, from past trauma. But she is overcoming this. I do feel like this is just old self-sabotage energy that might be coming in. It doesn't really even feel like self-sabotage. It just feels like this is more of the surrender that she's going through. And this feels like it's going to pass. This doesn't feel like it's going to stay. It really feels like this is a new phase of her journey where she's learning how to just surrender to what her heart is telling her rather than what her mind is trying to protect her from or say to her. Yeah, with the Chariot here, she's going to overcome this. This Chariot is that sovereign energy. This Chariot is her taking the lead, taking direction, taking control over her life. She's taking control over her ego. She's surrendering her ego. She's surrendering to higher power, to God's source. This is part of her sovereignty. She's surrendering to her own divinity, her own power. This is all coming to fruition for her. So there's no need to worry, Divine Feminines. I want to get a couple more cards. What else for the Divine Feminines here? Yeah, there's absolutely nothing to worry about here. Yeah, the Magician, the Nine of Swords, and the Hanged Man, you're overcoming this. You are in your self-power. You are in your Magician energy, which is that self-mastery. You have the tools to overcome any doubt, any anxiety, any fears through your surrender, and that's what's happening. You're just surrendering. You're just shifting perspectives. You're shifting mindsets. You're shifting out of the old egoic templates, and that's what you've been doing all along on your journey. This just feels like that last final remnant, like that little bit of debris. It's almost like the ego's last stand, that kind of energy. And what's interesting is a couple of months ago, oh yeah, look, Ten of Pentacles. See, that's what's coming in. A year ago, 2 years ago, we had a reading called The Ego's Last Stand, and I'll try to remember to put a link in the description box if you guys want to check that out. I feel like that's what this is. That's what's really coming in here. It really feels like, yeah, it just really feels like, this is just complete surrendering. And it's because you're in this new energy of sovereignty. You're in this new energy of self-empowerment. You're in this new energy of faith and knowing that you're recognizing your intuition. You're recognizing yourself. You're recognizing your sacred path. And because of that, you might face a little bit of doubt, a little bit of questions, but that knowing is rising to the surface. That knowing is quieting the ego. That knowing is speaking much more loudly than anything. And you're leading from your intuition now. It's just a new energy, and that's what this is. It's just a transition. Because you're in new energy, the old is falling away, and part of the old falling away is that ego. Okay. How's the Divine Masculine feeling about the Divine Feminine? they are loving you. That came forth in the last beautiful Sacred Union energy update. A lot of loving energy coming forth. I feel like they're really nostalgic over you. They're really feeling just this loving energy towards you, really wanting this harmony. This feels like just a lot of reciprocity, a lot of harmony between you guys, a lot of wanting to share the love between you guys. With the Three of Cups here, that's my union card, wanting to offer to each other, wanting to pour into that one cup of union, to create that Trinity energy. This feels like celebration. This feels like coming together. This feels like joy, moving out of that lack consciousness, moving out of that separation consciousness, really coming together here. How's Divine Masculine feeling about Divine Feminine? How's Divine Masculine feeling about Divine Feminine? How's Divine Masculine feeling about Divine Feminine? The Knight of Wands and the Lovers. So they're really feeling passion. And it's not just sexual passion, although they are feeling that for you as well. And that sexual passion is not lust. This is love. This is that sacred sexual pull, that magnetism that you have towards each other. But it's more than that. They want to come forward. They want to take action to bring you guys together, to unite together. And I'm also getting called to the nakedness of both of them. This really feels like wanting to be intimate and wanting to be vulnerable on an emotional level, on a connection level, that spiritual connection that exists between the both of you. They really want to share that in its intimacy, in its vulnerability with you. I do feel like Divine Masculine is ending a cycle as well. That came out in the Patreon reading as well. I feel like they are ending a cycle as well. So this is part of the process of coming in together. So they're feeling this and they're wanting to take action, but this might be a process of action that is coming in. There is movement here. There is momentum, but allow this to take root over the next several weeks. How's Divine Feminine feeling towards the Divine Masculine? Ooh, Tower moment. But I'm getting called to the fiery energy. It feels like that same kind of passion, and that might be taking Divine Feminine off guard, especially if you have been disconnected or feeling detached from your counterpart. It feels like this very passionate, fiery energy that might be kind of surprising you. That's what it feels like. A second message is coming in with this Knight of Pentacles, that there might be a tower moment where you're being asked to really anchor into your belief and your knowing that this is coming to fruition. You might not be believing, again, this doubt, this fear that's coming through. Is this real? You might be feeling it in your connection, but you might be stuck in the illusion of the lack in your physical reality. So you might be experiencing a tower moment that is going to force you to shift your perspective inwards rather than what you're seeing or not seeing in your physical world, to show you that, yes, this is coming to fruition and it's going to be sincere, balanced, stable, grounded, that is what this connection is all about, that this connection is moving forward, even if you can't see it, even if you can't understand it. It's forcing you to drop the guard that you have. So you might experience a little bit of a tower moment that is asking you to, again, surrender to your inner knowing, surrender to what you're feeling in your heart space, which is that Two of Cups, but you're experiencing the Five of Swords, which is that egoic structure, that self-sabotage, that deception, focus on the illusions versus focus on what you're feeling. So you might experience a tower moment that kind of forces you to break through that and drop your guard into the energy of connection again. All right, let's get a romance angels. Nope, let's get a true love oracle. Is that what this is? I think this is called the True Love Oracle. So let's get a little bit more about how the Divine Masculine is feeling about the Divine Feminine. How's the Divine Masculine feeling about the Divine Feminine? Oh, it's too much. That's way too much. Okay, how's the Divine Masculine feeling about the Divine Feminine? Commitment. Wow. That is what I've been getting for basically all of my readings lately, wanting to come together. Again, that's this union energy that I'm feeling, wanting to come together, wanting commitment, wanting to bring you both together into physical connection, into physical commitment. That's this leveling up that it really feels like we were channeling in the beginning, wanting to bridge any gaps between you guys and bring you both together into a higher level of commitment, into a higher level of connection. For some, this could be proposals. For some, this could be marriage. For some, this could be just honoring the connection in a committed way. Take it as it resonates for you, but this is a higher level of your connection, a higher level of commitment. Okay, how is the Divine Feminine feeling about the Divine Masculine? How's the Divine Feminine feeling about the Divine Masculine? Sexuality, yeah. She's feeling that magnetism as well, and that might be surprising to her. That might be like, well, I was feeling detached, I was feeling disconnected, I was looking at the physical and it doesn't feel like he is wanting this or he's feeling this, so why am I feeling this magnetism? Why am I feeling this connection? Why am I feeling this love again? It's because you're connecting to your connection within. You're connecting to the energy within, and that's where this resides. In the light language chakra alignment series, again, make sure that you check it out if you're interested in early access. The full series is available. I think it was the sacral chakra where we channeled. It was the first time I'd ever channeled this, that the sacral chakra is where the seat of your union resides. There was something in that transmission, and I can't remember. Look at the bottom, Divine Masculine. Look at that. Wow. I can't remember exactly what it was I channeled, but it was that the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine are both housed, that energy is housed in the sacral chakra, because that is where the creative life force energy is. That is where that Trinity energy is, and that is where your union is birthed. So that's why you feel that sacred sexuality towards each other. Again, it's not about sex. It's not about physical lust and sex. It is about that union. It is about the merging of the two energies. It's about that coming together. And you can experience that with inner union with your own masculine or feminine energies within. And if you're in sacred partnerships, you can experience that within that spiritual connection with another person. That's what these divine unions are all about. It's about first experiencing that with your inner energies. But if you're in these sacred partnerships wherein somebody is embodying that back to you, then you're experiencing that with another person. So the sacral energy, that place where you feel that sexual pull, it is the seat of union. So make sure that you check out the sacral chakra when I post on Susan Dawn Ascension Connections, or you can check it out with early access by purchasing the full series ahead of time. The link is in the description box. Okay, we're going to end. I feel like let's end. Well, let's do this. Where are they on their journey? Let's pull some cards. Where's the Divine Masculine on their journey to union with their feminine? Let's do that. To union with their feminine within this connection, within this sacred partnership. Where's the Divine Masculine on their journey? Queen of Wands. Your passionate, confident, and independent nature is a magnet for your lover. Again, that magnetism, that pull. Step into your full power and watch the intimacy between you deepen. I feel like they're seeing you in the Queen of Wands energy, and they're feeling that magnetism, and you're feeling it back. You're feeling it like drawn back to each other. So I feel like you're just reflecting this back and forth to each other. And Divine Masculines, again, stepping into their full power, that King of Pentacles energy, and wanting that intimacy. It's everything that we had just channeled. Wow, okay. Where's the Divine Feminine when it comes to her Divine Masculine in this journey? The Eight of Wands. Your relationship is picking up momentum. Believe in this. Trust in this. Not what you can or can't see physically, but what you're feeling in your internal intuition. Either in communication or commitment or physical partnership. Allow yourself to go with the flow and see where it leads. Your relationship is picking up momentum. Allow yourself to trust in this and surrender to the flow of it. Okay, let's get some cards. I'm going to use my Written on the Heart Romance deck and see what you want to say to each other. What does Divine Masculine want to say to the Divine Feminine? Not a day less than forever will ever be enough. They truly do want that commitment with you. They truly, and understand this, they're already devoted to you. They're already committed to you. They're already loyal to you, just as you are to them. But this is leveling up in the physical reality. But they're already in this energy. So your job, Divine Feminines, is to feel into your heart space, feel into your inner knowing about this connection, and trust in this. Go deep within yourself and find the truth there and honor it, because your Divine Masculine really is feeling this. Divine Feminines to Divine Masculines, I'm always with you across all space and time. Beautiful. That speaks for itself. I don't have anything else. Trust in this. You feel your Divine Masculine. You feel their energy. So allow yourself to embrace that. Allow yourself to just bathe in that and trust in that. All right, you guys, I'm sending you so much love, so much light, and we'll see you next time. Bye.